This is the Sixth Man Show, an Orlando Magic podcast, with your hosts, Luke Sylvia and Jonathan Osborne, covering all things Magic basketball. By fans, for fans. Go Magic! What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? You guys are back with the Sixth Man Show and the Postgame line presented by Rock'em. Today is May 3rd, 2024. No, we don't have jaundice. I forgot to pack the light, so that's why we look like this. But we are going to Game 7.
Wow. The
Orlando Magic with the Game 6 victory at home over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Genuinely in disbelief, just so proud of this team, the way that they have fought all year long. Game 82, your backs were up against the wall against the Milwaukee Bucks. They come out, they punch Milwaukee in the mouth, they win that game going away. And then tonight, it's not going away. You're down 7 in the third quarter. You come back. Donovan Mitchell with the 50 ball. Darius Garland played really well. Just blow for blow, back and forth with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And our young guys, our two 22-year-olds and our 21-year-old trio, outplayed Cleveland down the stretch, made the plays that they needed to make, and we are going to Game 7. I know we've been talking about this the last several weeks, really throughout the course of the season. Nobody expected us to be here. We've been playing with house money. That's where we are now. But why don't we go to Cleveland and get it done?
I can't believe the poise this team played with. I think it was Kevin who, before we started recording, was joking about, like, I'm surprised they didn't fold. Like, I folded, right? Like, you're down. You find yourself down 7. You come out so flat in that third quarter, and all of a sudden it's just Donovan Mitchell's going, Garland's going. Who was it? Maybe Strus hit a 3 from the right wing or something like that in that third quarter. That really just felt like the Magic called a timeout. None of that felt like we were going to win, but our young guys stuck with it.
I'm sitting here in disbelief, honestly. Mm-hmm. I think the reason why is because I feel like we're just like, my brain said this would not be happening this year. Like, I told myself since September, October, that just get to the play-in, get to the playoffs. That'll be fun. Hey, probably get a swept, gentleman's sweep, whatever. This is not normal. What is happening right now is not normal. Like, in the NBA, this does not happen. Like, a team that's got a young core and they get to the playoffs for the first time, what we're seeing right now doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's why I'm just in disbelief. I'm thrilled. I'm so excited. That was such a fun night. I can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah.
I think the Magic have a legit chance to win. We'll talk about that. But I think more than anything, I'm in shock. I cannot believe that this is happening, that we, in that situation, backs against the wall, Game 6, ESPN, primetime, all the things, that team, and like we talked about, down, not just backs against the wall in the series, backs against the wall in this game.
Yeah.
Didn't fold, found a way, overcame Donovan Mitchell's 50 bomb. I'm just in shock. I think
that's what I was going to say, too, with Donovan Mitchell. Like, the fact we talk about that, these guys are young. It would be different. Yes, the Cavs are relatively young, but this is like Donovan Mitchell's like 6th or 7th postseason appearance. He's used to this, but Paolo and Franz Wagner seem also used to this. And it's like, if this is the worst that they are going to be in the postseason, right? Because Paolo, you could say like, oh, they're just gonna, maybe as he progresses and gets older, they're gonna game plan better. But guess what? They're gonna have to game plan for more because you've got the offseason around the corner, and the Magic are going to bolster this roster, and it is just going to continue to improve. It is ridiculous to think this young team did what they did tonight.
Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner tonight became the youngest duo ever to have 25-plus points each in an elimination game.
Oh, my gosh.
Paolo, Franz, Jalen Suggs became the only the third trio under 23 years old to each score 20-plus points in a playoff game. The other trios, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka.
Wow.
Like, all Paolo Banchero especially, all that kid does, or all that guy does, is make history and puts his name in these lists with these all-time greats. And for Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs to show up the way that they did, first of all, like, yes, give credit to Donovan Mitchell. Jalen Suggs was doing everything that he could. Like, the effort was there. Donovan Mitchell was just, he literally could not miss. Was getting to the paint, the rim, seemingly at will. But especially that fourth quarter, Paolo Banchero, big buckets. Jalen Suggs, big threes, 6 of 13 from behind the arc tonight for a dude that a year ago we were saying that the biggest development for Jalen Suggs was going to be whether or not the three-point shot can come along for him. And it's come along and then some. And just the atmosphere tonight, I'm just so impressed with this young team. Like you mentioned, like these guys are not supposed to be doing this. No. And it's just like, I don't know. If you win Game 7 in Cleveland, I don't even know what to expect. I know what to expect if we play Boston, right? Like, most likely you're looking at a 4 or a 5 game series there. But we have played Boston really, really tough the last couple of years. Who knows what's going to be the status with Kristaps Porzingis, sort of moving forward here. And like I'm just like, this season feels unreal. It all just feels like a dream. This isn't supposed to be happening. I genuinely cannot believe what we watched tonight.
Yeah. Before we talk about anything else, a couple of things I just want to say. First off, there's over 200 of you here right now, which is amazing. Those watching live, obviously there'll be a lot of you watching this later. Later tonight, guys, we're going to put out the Six Fan Show. And let me tell you, we stopped by on the way out of the arena. I sometimes get on here and say you don't want to miss this. I promise you're not going to want to miss the Six Fan Show because it was bouncing. Like, it was insane. It was so much fun. That'll be fun. And then we look ahead and talk about Sunday. Stuff to look forward to this weekend from us. Obviously, we'll do post-game live show. And guess what? We're going to do it live from the watch party at Wall Street. If you haven't been to a watch party yet, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss Sundays. Because Game 7, 1 o'clock, watch party at Wall Street. It's going to be crazy. We'll do the live show after, and the Six Fan Show will be after. So, I mean, and then like you said, who knows? We win Sunday. I don't know what we're going to do because I'm on vacation next week. We'll have to figure it out. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, what a night.
Like Tuesday night?
Yeah. Here's the thing. From here on out, let's say the Magic. If they do win Sunday, from here on out, it's every other day. The rest of the whole second round against Boston is every other day. So you play Sunday Game 7, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday.
Like, our guys won't even come home after Game 7. They'll go from Cleveland to Boston.
They will have a flight booked. Yeah, which is wild.
I'm just like Franz, Paolo, Jalen. Like, these last couple of games, like Paolo the other night with a 39-point game. Like, we feel for Cleveland fans tonight because we just experienced that. In Game 5, Paolo goes off for 39 points. You still end up losing that game. Mitchell with the 50-point game tonight. And like Cole Anthony, we haven't talked about Cole Anthony at all. Big buckets in the fourth quarter. That spin move it wasn't quite a reverse, but got to his right side to kiss off the glass. Franz misses the corner three. Cole crashes from the opposite corner.
Huge.
The building just went insane.
That was huge, yeah.
Like, the ending of the game was almost anticlimactic because, you go up like 7 with a minute left, and 99 times out of 100, maybe 999 times out of 1,000, you're winning that game. But the crowd was just awesome the entire night. You could probably hear it in our voices. Yeah. I can tell you we all stink something ridiculous right now just from jumping around and sweating. And, man, I just don't want the season to end. Yeah. Like, it's going to – maybe it's not. We didn't expect to be here. Who knows what happens against Boston? I mean, in a 7-game series, really anything can happen. But we haven't really had the opportunity to watch all the post-game stuff yet. Like, we hung out with the Six Fan Show, got in the parking garage, took forever to get out. We came here, went straight to record. But I can't wait to watch this game back. The Bally broadcast, the ESPN broadcast, all the post-game stuff. Just really, really incredible.
Yeah. Let me reach out or shout out some of these super chats we got. Of course, the first one is Ty, Mr. TV. He says, "We will not go quietly into the night. Play the song Game freaking 7. And you know what that means. Our first request to play the song means we're going to play the stinking song. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Yeah. Watch out, beware. Gonna get you. Let's go. Thank you so much for that super chat. And then we have Ryan saying, says, "This feels like a war of attrition, but we'll come out on top for sure. Magic in 7. Magic in 7. Let's go." And then Ty, Mr. TV says, "Hey, Donovan, drop and give me 50. Nope, not enough." Oh, got him. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much for those super chats, man. I'm still just like, I'm reminiscing. I'm thinking back to last weekend, Game 3 and Game 4, and then tonight, and just I get like excited and borderline emotional where I think about like this fan base and like the it's over a decade now that we've been waiting for this. Oh, speaking of decade, we got to talk about Dwight.
I was literally just thinking that. Dwight Howard, yeah, I mean, there were some images the other day that our friend Simon from B Magic or Be Gone tweeted out, and it was like, oh my gosh, Dwight's in Orlando. We've got a playoff game tomorrow. I wonder if he'll be in the building. And we're get to our seats before the game, and we see Dwight Howard come out. Obviously, we freaked out, and he got a nice warm ovation. I mean, this is the first time that I can remember Dwight being at a Magic game since the trade. And to get the warm reception, stuff puts him on his shoulders and is running around and spinning around and dancing and everything. Dwight Howard being back in Orlando in the Kia Center, literally the house that Dwight built. It's all around good vibes. Like when we saw Dwight, we said there's no way we're losing tonight.
You can't lose.
Him and Rashard.
Dwight was there. Rashard was there. Mike Miller was there.
Ninja was there.
I was starstruck about Ninja. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he was like 45 feet away from me. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that was insane. But yeah, I mean the vibes in there today, that was really, really special. But yeah, I mean, Game 7 on ABC Sunday afternoon. I just can't believe this team, 21, 22 years old.
I just looking at this box score, Paolo Banchero, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Franz, 26, 5 and 2. Jalen, 22, 6 and 4, a steal. Paolo was 9 of 20. Franz, 7 of 16. Jalen, 7 of 16, but 6 of 13 from behind the arc, and you needed every single one of those, including that 3 in the third quarter, on I think it was Mitchell, that sure, like the leg comes out a little bit, but Mitchell with the pump fakes and jumping into guys a couple of times and getting those calls each time, that was super frustrating. This was a very chippy game. There was stuff between Cole Anthony and Strus and guys with Niang and with Morris.
Screw him, by the way.
Yeah, Niang is trash, man.
Play him all you want, JB.
What were his final numbers?
What
Kev?
a clown. Niang, 11
3
minutes.
donuts, 17 milkshakes, 2 love handles, 1 fat gut, and 1 awful haircut.
And 1 of 5 from the field, a turnover.
-6.
1 of 4 from 3.
4 fouls.
In 11 minutes.
I would be
Impressive.
surprised. I would be
Very
surprised if he
impressive.
plays a
Stand
game
that
7
guy.
after not playing recently
know.
and then playing tonight. And all he did was fire us up.
Wow. Yeah.
Because the
Honestly,
Teletubby steps on the floor, and our guys love it because they know he's not in the zone at all. No rhythm for him.
Yeah. Honestly, when those calls, or some of them were bad calls, like when that started happening, the energy in the building changed, the energy with the team changed. Like they took that negative and just made it like it was fuel, and it was so much fun after that.
Which was impressive because they haven't done that all year.
Right.
So many times the calls are not going our way or things are getting chippy, and the guys sort of get caught up in the moment and allow that to affect them. Yeah. But tonight, they, like you said, they really used that as fuel.
Yeah, a couple things I want to point out with the box score. I think we already mentioned this once, but Franz, 11 of 11.
Clutch.
From the free throw line. Paolo, 7 of 10. Wendell, 2 of 2. Jalen, 2 of 3. On the night your team is 22 of 26 for 84%. Huge. If you did that in Game 5, you win Game 5, by the way.
Yeah.
Just saying. And this is a whole different party tonight. But then the other thing is Paolo and Franz combined for 4 turnovers. Obviously, Paolo with 3, whatever. But compared to how he's been in other games.
Yeah. Right.
But then you add Franz. I like the fact I always look at those two combined for turnovers. The fact they combined for 4 turnovers and they both play 42 minutes. That is a huge recipe for success. So that's amazing. And the team, 13 turnovers.
The other thing, too, you talk about the team and their turnovers. Another thing when it comes to the team stats, the Magic shoot sub 40% from the field. The Magic shoot 39.3% from the field. They don't even shoot the lights out from 3, even though it felt like it at times because it just felt like when we were hitting, and when we were off, we were off. We shoot 36, which is above our average for sure. We make 11 of them, so we shoot 30.6%.
Yeah.
That's not good by any stretch. Right. But you're able to hold Cleveland to low volume and low efficiency from 3, 7 of 28. And Cleveland outscores you 66-38 in the paint. But the big reason you win this game, 15 offensive rebounds.
Wow.
15 offensive rebounds, and you out-rebound Cleveland 48 to 38. That is, you can always look at like, to me, rebounding is an effort stat.
Mm-hmm.
And this team had all of the effort tonight. They had every reason, in my opinion, to fold in that third quarter. If they would have collapsed, and honestly, I kind of expected it. But shame on me for that, because clearly that's not of their something of their identity. But I just thought, young team against Cleveland, who is seasoned with their star who's going on the verge of 50. You think you've got every right to just fold, and no one will fault you, because no one expected you to even go 6 games, really. And I didn't expect them to go 6 games at least. So I just, on the boards tonight, they were super impressive, especially offensively.
Yeah, I just want to say, we've crossed the mark here. We're at 300 of you hanging out with us here
That's
at almost
a record.
11 p.m. on this Friday night. So thanks for hanging out with us. We got a couple more super chats I want to shout out here. First, we got Cool Beans. Says, what a game,
This guy
boys.
always says something.
Well,
great.
I'm disappointed. His
Thank goodness.
trademarked line isn't in
He
here.
was
There's
crossing the line
There's no
last
poop and farting jokes.
Yeah, but he
from
says,
him.
what a game, boys. Playoff P and Franz buckets were amazing tonight. Suggs came in clutch and did great on D. We got this. Let's go. And then Ty, Mr. TV, with another one says, just think about it. We were 2 points from taking this series in 6. It's true. I mean, that's what's funny is you look at the series on the whole, and all the combined stats, the Magic are winning this series. Obviously that's not what really matters. The games matter. But like over the course of these 6 games, the Magic have been statistically the better team, which is crazy. But you're right, a couple things go differently in Game 5, and tonight's a totally different party. But still, a big party tonight, a lot of fun, and I still cannot believe Sunday is going to be a thing. That's going to be insane.
Kev, why don't we talk a little bit about Rock'em?
Rock'em, yeah. Am I allowed to show these?
That's fine.
Okay, cool. Our friends at Rock'em, sponsor of the Six Man Show Postgame Live, by the way, collaborated with our other partners, Jam Hot Chicken, and made these Jam Hot Chicken socks. Are you kidding me?
Incredible.
Now, these are not for sale. These were just made, by Rock'em because they're
It's
awesome.
just to show how incredible the people that we partner with are.
Just to show.
That they would even collaborate
Right.
on making that happen.
Because they're big Magic fans, both
Yeah.
Rock'em and Jam Hot, and that's why we partner with them. They're both Central Florida companies. That's why we partner with them as well. So big shout out to Rock'em. Rock'em is the presenting sponsor of the Six Man Show Postgame Live. Has been all season long and still going because we're not done yet. Just be sure you use this code MAGIC20 when you shop at Rock'em.com to get your socks, your underwear for the Magic, or maybe some other teams like your NFL, NHL, or college team. You can use that code MAGIC20. Like I said, it'll get you 20% off of your order at Rock'em.com.
I just keep coming back to Paolo, Jalen, Franz. Like this, I genuinely believe this core has the potential to get us to the promised land where we've never been.
Yeah.
Shaq wasn't here long enough, right? Like if Shaq and Penny were together a few more years, I really believe it gets done.
No doubt.
Dwight, Hito, Jameer, as good as those teams were, I still believe like the top 2 guys that we have, Paolo and Franz, are more talented than the top 2 guys that we had, those 09, 2010 Magic teams. At least they have maybe not right now, but they have the potential to get there. Mm-hmm. And when you have another guy like Jalen, who is just such a gamer, has stepped up at home at least. Again, this is their first playoff experience. They've got to learn to be able to bring that same energy and that same game on the road and allow that to travel. I think that's going to come with time. But you just look at the other pieces that we have, the amount of flexibility that we have with those pieces, the cap space that we have going into this summer. I just cannot wait to see what this team is going to look like a year from now, and 2 years, and 3 years from now. Like next year, I think we'd all agree that anything less than 50 wins is a bit of a letdown. And to say that, I mean, the rebuild really started 3 years ago, and they just knocked it out of the park. Like, going back to that 2021 draft, the fact that you end up with Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner, like almost as big as getting the number 1 pick and getting it right with Paolo Banchero.
Hey, Toronto, what's up? That's all I'm going to say. Toronto fans, you clowns, what's up? Did you watch Jalen Suggs tonight? Did you?
Scotty Barnes
Get
hasn't
some.
done that in a playoff game, that's for sure.
Freaking losers. Get off our YouTube channel. Go home. Get out of here, man. Yeah, man, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Bunch of losers, man. Let's
are
go.
losers.
So glad to have
Technically,
Jalen.
they're
You're just
losers.
jealous.
They're
Let's
not
go.
in the playoffs either.
No, no, they're not. No, they are not. And they won't be for a while. Screw them.
No Gary Harris tonight. Jamal Mosley, after the game, mentioned that Gary Harris was pretty close to being able to play tonight. We don't know really what the status is so far with Jared Allen. That's going to be a huge development in Game 7. Gary Harris is able to come back. Maybe I would assume that, Jared Allen was questionable coming into today's game. It's win or go home. Those guys are going to play. I just can't wait to get to Sunday and see what's going to happen now.
That's huge just because we saw it tonight. You saw Donovan Mitchell, Gary Harris out, and not having him to be able to put on either him or Garland was huge. Now you think about if they are able to insert Jarrett Allen into the lineup, we desperately need Gary, even if he's only 85%. You need Gary Harris to slow Donovan Mitchell so there's less paint touches and they can't score 66 in the paint again. Because if Gary doesn't play, I fear that we're in for either a huge Donovan Mitchell game once again, or it's a Jarrett Allen big game coming out party again.
I'm going to get to a couple of super chats here in a second. This message caught my eye. I don't know if you guys mentioned this. I have not seen this yet. Rael says Donovan Mitchell scored all of his team's fourth quarter points. I just checked.
18 of them?
That's correct.
That's crazy.
He was the only one to score for the Cavs in the fourth quarter.
Checks out. The eye test will tell you.
Crazy.
He was just literally getting whatever he wanted each and every possession. That was as impressive of a playoff performance that I have ever seen in person for sure.
Yeah, but down the stretch at the same time, Magic got a lot of stops on him.
The
in
last
final minutes.
3 or 4 possessions from Mitchell, you could tell that the legs were gone. That block from Wendell with a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes left. Mitchell just had no lift whatsoever. It was crazy how easily, Wendell he made a great play, but it wasn't this athletic feat. He literally just came over the top of Mitchell, and Mitchell could not get in the air. So, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, a couple of super chats here. One is from Shane Harding. Says, go Magic. Let's get that road win. Let's do it. Ellis says, Dell deserves a lot of credit tonight. Win, hustle. Yeah, Wendell, you don't have Jared Allen tonight for Cleveland. You have to take advantage, and Wendell did that tonight. Mm-hmm. I thought he was really good.
That block,
rebounding the block.
The block was ginormous down the stretch there.
Yeah,
there was a couple really good plays as far as from your role guys. You had the Dell one. Then you had Cole with the putback coming from the right baseline.
That felt like the dagger.
That was huge.
That was ginormous.
Huge.
Yeah,
that was amazing. Yeah. Wow. Do we talk about Sunday now?
Well, one thing that I do want to talk about, and I'm glad that we got the result that we wanted, but we've talked about this. I understand there's a lot of people that don't agree with us on this. Mm-hmm. Not playing Anthony Black legitimately almost cost you this game.
At least trying.
At least trying to see what was going to happen, because as incredible as Jonathan Isaac is, when Donovan Mitchell has it going like that, asking a guy like J.I. to keep Mitchell in front of him is such a tall task. Jalen was having an issue as well tonight. And, sticking with that strategy just did not work. You get, 72 points combined from Mitchell and Garland tonight. It just felt like you needed to throw a different kind of look at them to try to slow them down. And you've got, I was watching Anthony Black on the bench. That kid is just, itching to get into one of these games and try to make an impact. And it just having Markelle out there at times or Joe Ingles or Cole Anthony, although, Cole gives you the big lift in the fourth quarter, throughout the flow of that game, it just felt like, hey, we need to throw something else at these guys to slow them down even a little bit. When we had the lead and early in the first half, we had the lead, and then Cleveland comes sort of storming back, and then the momentum is going the other way. We saw AB come in and make that type of impact. I don't care that the kid is a rookie. That kid is a certified dog. Yeah. How many times this season did he go, days or weeks without playing? Somebody gets hurt or they're trying to throw a different look at a team. Anthony Black would come off the bench every single time and deliver. If you could give me any of these rookies, maybe obviously Wemby, but Anthony Black would be at the top of the list of people who I do not feel would be afraid of the moment and would be able to make an impact, especially when you're just asking him to play defense. You're not asking him to do anything crazy offensively. Maybe take a corner three if he's open. But I'm glad that the result went the way that it did. But I felt like Mosley was playing with fire a little bit to that extent tonight.
Yeah, it was a little dangerous, but, at some respect, it almost felt like it was, we'll let Donovan Mitchell do what he wants. Mm-hmm. And, I won't say we shut everybody else. I mean, statistically we did. They had a lot of open shots that they missed, though. Now, those shots, I expect more of them will go in on Sunday. But obviously we'll see about that. I don't know, Jonathan, do we want to talk about our other sponsor? We had a very special experience with Jam Hot today. I don't know, you want to share about that?
We did. So Jam Hot is another one of our sponsors. They're a LA and Nashville inspired hot chicken shack here in Orlando, Florida, located at 400 West New England Avenue in Winter Park. This weekend, they are doing a limited fish sandwich with I believe it just comes. They're only doing that in mild. Yep. Shout out to our brother Andrew over there. We were able to get a couple of those today, and legitimately probably the best fish sandwich that I've ever had. I'm just going to throw that out there. We know that you all don't believe us when we talk about how good Jam Hot Chicken is. I know that you're listening to this and like, yeah, you guys hype it up all the time. There's no way that it can really meet the hype. Guys, I swear on my life, every single time we have a listener or a viewer go to Jam Hot Chicken, we get the DM. Guys, I got to tell you, I thought you were overhyping it. I thought there was no way it was going to live up to the hype, and it did. This happens every single time. I could show you 15 different DMs on my phone of that occurring. Folks, if you're in the area, if you're hungry, please stop by Jam Hot Chicken, the best Nashville, LA hot chicken. I've been told by people that have traveled all around the country eating hot chicken, and they told me that's the best that they've had in Florida, really outside of Nashville. So if you're in the area, you got to stop by Jam Hot Chicken.
We got another super chat here. This one's from Christian Williams. It says, "This is the most fun I've ever had as a Magic fan in a decade. Give Jalen Suggs a blank check and make him Magic for life." Man, yeah. I would die for Jalen Suggs, bro. I mean,
he's getting a bag this summer. So is Franz.
Gosh,
you could tell me that, hey, Jalen Suggs can play for your team, but he can only play home games. I'd say, perfect. Still give him the blank check. I don't care. If I can just have him for home games, that would be amazing. He just knows how to play to a crowd and continue to do that tonight. There was one play. I don't remember. I think he drew an offensive foul. Maybe
you mean when Marcus Morris tackled him?
Yeah. So he drew an offensive foul, and then Suggs just turned and looked at the crowd.
Just nodded.
Didn't even have to say anything.
Can you believe this guy?
And just mean mugged. And just he was locked in tonight, and I can't believe he's on our team.
Can we stop calling people senior? I don't care that you had a kid and you named him after yourself. Can we stop doing that? To me, that's one of the dumbest. Like, no offense if you're a senior, but I think it's dumb.
Well, you've offended them already, so it's fine.
Yeah, I always say we should call him the first because there's a second, so call Marcus Morris the first.
I guess
got a Marcus Morris the second. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, it doesn't matter. He. I mean, for as good as he played Game 5, I don't. What did he do tonight? Not a lot.
Nothing.
Not a lot. Let me see. Marcus Morris, who got the start tonight instead of Okoro, 2 points, 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. Cavs on the night end up 25% from 3, 7 of 28, and 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Oh, can we talk about the air ball? The air ball free throw?
Oh, my gosh.
That was insane.
That was
crazy, Karis LeVert.
Donovan
what are
Mitchell
you doing,
missing
bro?
2 free throws to the right in a row.
Electric.
That was also crazy.
Yeah, man. What a night. I can't wait to go back and watch this again. Probably going to do that right away as soon as I get back.
Yeah, I'll have to try to figure out a way to do that over the course of the next couple of days here.
What are we supposed to do with nothing tomorrow for the Magic?
I got to
just wait a whole
daydream.
day and just twiddle my thumbs.
Daydream.
Waiting for Game 7 to happen. At least it's a 1 p.m. tip.
Yeah. That is crazy, though. I mean, that's like 39 hours from now. This team has to, like, regroup. They're about to get on a plane. I don't know if they'll do it tonight or they'll probably wait till tomorrow to get on a plane. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, they're going to play in Cleveland in like 39 hours. Like that's a quick turnaround, but hopefully this team is up for it. I think we have a chance.
We do have a chance. I think
do.
Game 5 proved to this team that they can hang there.
Yeah.
And it was just turnovers, missed free throws. You got to be able to knock down shots on the road. That's going to be the biggest thing. I mean, like, we have really not had a road team have an efficient game from the floor, from behind the arc. That's if the Magic are going to win this series, you're going to have to go up there and get that done. One thing, because we had questions about this team going into this game. Yes, they had the Game 82, the must-win against Milwaukee at home, but the season wasn't really over if you lost that game. You know, you would end up in the play-in. Yeah. But, like, tonight was, hey, win or go home, and I just can't say enough how proud I am of especially Paolo, Franz, Jalen. Other guys, had great plays and made contributions, and Cole Anthony had the moments, towards the end of the game. But for those guys to say, like, Donovan, we don't care if you have 50 tonight. We are not going away. The season is not ending tonight. We're not going to lose this game. Them to be able to pull that out, I just have a lot of confidence that win or lose, those guys, those three guys especially, but they're going to bring the rest of the team along. They're not going to be afraid of the moment in Cleveland. And if they can just clean up some of the attention to detail stuff and knock down some shots, I really feel like they have a chance.
We got another super chat here from Sean. Says, how do you feel about chasing them off the line when they got the speed compared to our size? We got cooked in the paint.
It doesn't matter. Like, you won this game by 7 and they scored 66 points in the paint. The simple math here is that 3 is better than 2.
Right.
And you just couldn't afford them getting hot tonight after starting and having 1-3 at halftime. You just, in hindsight, obviously this is all in hindsight. During the game, you could have maybe convinced me that we shouldn't be chasing them off the line. Just let them have the 3 and don't hard contest. But in hindsight, you walk out with the win. I think ultimately the best call, even with allowing almost 70 points.
The part that's tricky for me, though, is the Magic so far have not shot the ball well in Cleveland. So if you implement that same strategy on Sunday, how is that going to go? I really don't know. But Sean, thank you so much for that. Yeah. That super chat. Really quick before we move on to our next thing, I know we're probably going to wrap up here soon, but those of you that are here, we're still just under 300 of you here. First off, if you can leave a like on the stream right now, or even if you're watching this later, you can still leave a like if you're watching on YouTube. The other thing I want to do, for everyone that is here right now in the chat, can you please put a 7 in the chat if you are going to be at the watch party on Sunday? Put a 7 in the chat. I want to see how many of you are going to be there on Sunday for that watch party. It's going to be, I don't even know what to expect. Like, I think it's going to be bonkers. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, the city has been showing out for each one of the watch parties, and it's felt like Game 1 was definitely the craziest. Game 2, it died down a little bit, understandably so. Game 1 wasn't all that great. Game 5 was a really good turnout, even though it was a bit of a later start there, and that game was crazy. But the fact that this is going to be on a Sunday, it's Cinco de Mayo, Game 7, I feel like it's going to be insane.
Got another super chat here from Sean responding to that. First one, he said, fair enough. I contest we chase some key players off the line. Thanks for the pod and content, as always. Magic in 7. We got to meet a lot of really awesome people.
Is that my mom in the chat? K Osborne 05. What's
Jam
up,
Hot
Mom?
Chicken is the best.
That's
Look
my
at
mom.
that.
You heard it.
That's amazing.
Shout out to my mom.
That's awesome.
Love you. Love you,
gonna
brother. Or love you, mother.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say, we got to see so many of our dear friends, got to meet a lot of new faces tonight. The cop, as we were crossing the street to get back to Geico,
that was wild.
That was weird. He was like waving us on to come through, and we were just like, thank you, appreciate it. He's like, big fan. And we were like,
What?
the Magic? You're like,
That was the genuine reaction too.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So
We're not just saying that. Yeah.
like, well, we're big fans of you. Thanks for keeping us safe. That was really cool. But yeah, it was. I mean, tonight, man, wow.
Yeah.
How
Quick
fun was
shameless
this?
plug. Everything that we do is not possible without our patrons.
Yep.
Literally, this would not be possible without one of our patrons who is sitting literally 6 feet from us. So if you appreciate what we do, you want to help support, you can find us at patreon.com/the6man show. We have different levels of tiers. If you just want to help support the show, you can do that for as little as $2 a month. We have a $5 tier, $10 tier, $15 tier, whatever you support or however much you support, however much you help us. We really, really appreciate that. No better time to do that. I mean, the more that we get support, the better and bigger things, and the more content that we can bring to you guys and help support this team and help grow the fan base. So we would love it if you would join us. Patreon.com/the6man show.
Yeah. I guess the other thing, we already talked about this. Look out for the 6-man show. I mean, it's going to be late tonight. So if you're not a night owl, just wait till you wake up in the morning. It's going to be crazy. But, I mean, thoughts about Sunday? What do you think?
I didn't go into this game with expectations, right? Like, I wasn't like, oh, I think we're going to win or I think we're going to lose. It was just like, let it be competitive. The experience for this team is so huge. Cannot stress that enough. And like, let the chips fall where they may. And honestly, I genuinely did not care if we lost this game by 60. In the moment, being at Kia, 60-point loss would have sucked. But being able to sit back and just reflect on the season, we've accomplished so much. Like, I feel not that we've skipped steps, But it's like, how are we at this point of the season? It genuinely doesn't make sense.
We've just sprinted up the steps.
Yeah, so
let's go.
going into Game 7, it's like the fact that these guys are getting to play a Game 7 on the road and what that's going to do for their development and like moving forward to next year and the year after that, as we get further in the playoff series and they have this experience to draw from. Like, we've already played a Game 7 on the road. Like, we know exactly what to expect, and the fact that they're going to be able to carry that with them is just so huge. This season, Kevin has said this, season was never about this season, but what a freaking season it has been. Like, you could not have scripted this any better.
Dare I say this could be our last first-round Game 7 in a long time?
Could be.
For the road. Might be hosting some Game 7s in the first round, or there might not even be a possibility of a Game 7.
That might have been our last Game 5. We're sweeping everybody every year from here on out. No, just kidding. Yeah, that's great. I as far as like expectations or predictions, I've just thrown them all out the window. At this point, I'm along for the ride.
Game 7s are always so weird.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, it's going to go like this, because it's just not.
Perfect time for the first team to win on the road in this series.
Yeah. Mango Man in the chat, I'm glad you brought this up because we were talking about this. Does this mean we could have a Mike Breen bang call in Game 7 if we're on ABC? Well, we are on ABC. They haven't announced who's calling the game right now. Mike Breen is literally calling this game that's over my shoulder right now, the Clippers and Mavericks right now. So, but he doesn't have a game tomorrow, so he could, in theory, fly to Cleveland, do Game 7, and then fly to New York for Game 1 on Monday. Anything's possible. They haven't announced it yet, but that would be insane.
Because the other game is TNT that night.
Yes. Yeah.
No
so
other.
that's the thing. But, I mean, they have their other crews, like freaking what's his name? I'm blanking. Mark Jones. Mm-hmm. He could do it.
Dorisburg action maybe?
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Mike Breen would be crazy, though. That'd be insane. We did get another super chat here from Sean. Says, 6-man on the rise with the Magic. Let's go. Hey. Appreciate that.
The halftime tonight when we came, everybody was on the concourse, was literally like a who's who of Orlando Magic Twitter, like people that we've been talking with online for years. Being able to see all of them, just really, really great. Like, we always say this, but when we're at games or we're at different events, like, please don't ever be nervous to come up and say hello. We love that. It means the world to us. Like, that's really why we do this at the end of the day, to help bring Magic fans together. And I started doing this because I didn't have Magic fans to talk to. So every new Magic fan that comes up to me and introduces themselves, I have a new friend. So really, really appreciate everything from you guys.
A couple more.
Super grateful.
I want to hear David with a really good question. Do we know if Game 7 will be on Bally? No. So tonight was the last broadcast of the season for Bally Sports. Local broadcasts don't go into the second round and beyond, and because Sunday is on ABC, when it's on what we call like over-the-air television, network television, your local broadcasters don't do those games. So yeah, tonight was the last night for David and JT and Dante and Kendra on Bally for the season. So gonna miss them, but hey, I get to watch as fans and sweat like all of us and cheer. It'll be fun. But yeah, I think that's it there.
All right, I think that's going to do it. You guys got anything else?
Nothing else.
All right, head to Cleveland. Leave it all on the line. It'd be great if we win. Regardless, this has been almost like, I don't want to say Cinderella story season, but, man, it's pretty freaking close.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Yeah, everybody that was there tonight, just shout out to Kia. Shout out to Orlando.
Yep, and again, watch party Sunday, 1 o'clock. Wall Street. It's going to be bonkers. And then we'll do the live post-game show there from Wall Street after that game. So, obviously, if it's a loss, it'll be, a celebration of a great season. But if it's a win, that place is it's going to be like college game day. Everyone's going to be behind, bring your signs, whatever. It's going to be crazy, but it should be a lot of fun.
Magic winners in Game 6 at home, 103-96. For Luke Sylvia, for producer Kevin Tucker, this is Jonathan Osborne. You all have been listening to the 6-Man Show, and we will catch you guys next time. See ya. Thanks for listening to the 6th Man Show. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes and Spotify to get new episodes downloaded directly to your phone. If you enjoyed the show, please take a minute to give us a 5-star rating and a review. It helps out the show a lot. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at 6th Man Show. We'll catch you guys next time. Go Magic!